The question you might ask yourself is, should I take action or not at manifesting my desires? You have to understand something. Many people believe that you don't have to do anything. Just as long as you're manifesting, you're vibrating in that field of energy, you're equivalent to your dreams and everything, then they'll just, appear. Well, you have to understand that can only go so far. What's actually going to happen is if you don't take any action and you just go about your day, it's actually half of the equation. Half of that integral process is missing from it. Because after all, you are in a physical world, occupying a physical body, in this physical state of being, this physical plane of existence. So therefore, 50% of it is metaphysical, the other 50% is physical. What I mean by that is that the 50% of the metaphysical has already been done. You've placed your intention in your sacred space. You become the embodiment of it. You know you have it. You know you are it. That's metaphysical. Now it takes time for that metaphysical energy to manifest itself in physical form. So it has to basically be reconverted to a lower, slower vibrational density in order for the five senses to perceive these things. What's going to happen is if you don't take action, you're going to see all of these synchronicities coming around you, one after the other, after the other. And then they're basically telling you, hey, you need to be here to make a connection with that opportunity, or be over there to be, connected to that endless possibility, or that treasure over here, or that gift over here. You can't just sit in your room and chill. How many people have found this out the hard way? Too many. It requires action. You're not here to just attempt to manifest these things and have them materialize into your space. Could the metaphysical cosmic beings do that? Absolutely. Can you? No. You're not going to. You're not going to manifest $500 million in your living room from absolute nothingness, like it's beamed into your living room from the Starship Enterprise. The transporter room is beaming down $500 million to your living room. It's not going to happen. You have to take action. That transporter process that takes place on the Starship Enterprise, what happens is it takes physical matter and it dematerializes it. It rescrambles it. It sends it through the universe, and then it rematerializes it, reorganizes it. That's exactly what has to happen. And you use the earth as the conduit, the water portals, and your own body and the air you breathe and everything. That's why everything's made of water. But if you think that you could just close your eyes and place your intentions in your sacred space, and you just know you have it, and then therefore it's just going to just deliver itself to you, you have to take action. You have to tap into that system. If you want to manifest, like, let's say, a penny or something like that, then the universe is going to go, okay, you got it. But you've got to walk to it to come across it. You have to explore to make the discovery, and that requires action. You understand? These opportunities and possibilities are instantaneously created on Earth the moment you place your intentions inside your sacred space. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to do some form of work, because nothing happens until something moves. And that requires you doing something in this system to connect with something that allows you to connect with the things that you deserve, that you manifested. But they are already there. You are your dreams. You are your desires. And you, as a master manifester and as an alchemist, can transmute any energy into any other energy you desire. But it also requires action and movement. That's why you're on this earth. You're not on this earth to sit in the room and close your eyes and just, envision things and imagine them, because that can go on all day and it's always flawless. But I'm speaking of actual physical objects. Like, let's say you have no money. You're broke. You have no job, no income, nothing. You have zero to your name, right? Okay, now, when you place in your sacred space that you are a multi-billionaire, right? You are instantly a multi-billionaire. You feel it, you have it, it's a done deal. You become the embodiment of it. Perfect. But let's say you never leave your house and you never do anything. Do you think that billions of dollars are just going to come to you? You see where I'm going with it? You have to go out there and connect to things that are waiting for you. Your opportunities and your possibilities are waiting for you to make that energetic connection, because they're there already. Once you're in that field, everything is there, and it's all around you. You have to make connections and network and socialize and get into it, connect with that vein, tap into that stream of whatever it is you're looking to, bring into your life. If you want to manifest a partner, and you're alone, and all you intend on doing is sitting in your room feeling sorry for yourself, and you're just, envisioning this perfect person, and you're not doing anything about putting yourself out there to make yourself known that you're available, do you think that somebody's going to come knocking on your door if all you want to do is isolate yourself and stay away from people? No. You got to get out there, man. It isn't just opportunities and possibilities of a material nature. Every experience is waiting for you. Go to the grocery store. You might bump into the person, impromptu conversation sparks something amazing. That's how these things happen. Because why? You actually decided to take action and do something and move and, change your environment and get out and experience life and do everything that you're supposed to be doing. When you become to a level, when you get to a level that you're celestial and you leave the earth, yeah, then you can do all this stuff because there's no encumbrances of the physical to stop you from doing it. But you have to understand, you are now connected to something terrestrial in nature. You don't control the system. The system attempts to control you. You're not the only soul here. You're not the only energy here. You have to factor that into the equation of your own reality. There are other beings with other energies, and those energies are convoluted, frenetic, and chaotic, and they serve sometimes to slow down your frequency, whether you're connected to them or not, because this is an infinite ocean of energy. So can you manifest something from doing nothing? No. In your sacred space, yes, that's reality. But that's not why you're here. You're here to manipulate the energy in this physical environment towards your favor. Let's use the erroneous term imagination for a minute. You imagine these things, so therefore they are, right? Okay, good. But what are you going to do about it, making it a physical reality? If it never leaves the confinement area of your imagination, even though there isn't a confinement area, if it never leaves your imagination, what are you going to do to make it a reality in the physical? Nothing. What now is realized, what now has been realized, once was only imagined. Remember those words. Somebody had this in their imagination, idea, intention, invention, thought, whatever. And they went out and they did something to make it a tangible, physical reality. Why? Because they took action in the physical. It requires physical action in the physical world to see physical results. If you want a brand new car and in your imagination you already have it, how do you think you're going to get it in the physical? It's not going to be delivered to your doorstep without you having to do something, taking steps or some process or something to allow that to be delivered to you, because it's already yours. For example, I could say that, Fort Knox is mine, in your sacred space. Is that going to ever happen? No. Why? Because of other energies not allowing it to happen. That's what you have to contend with. Something called reality on earth and other people's perceptions of what that reality is or what it isn't. So when you hear people say, I can manifest anything by doing nothing at all, as a cosmic being, absolutely, because you're no longer physical. You're no longer encumbered by the limitations of the terrestrial vessel, the body. The physical mind is the greatest encumbrance. You are detached from that, so you can do anything you want once you return to the formless, non-physical. Absolutely. But when you're in this encased suit, no, because you are encumbered by the limitations of the laws and the rules of this place. That's why you're here. That's the challenge. That's why you're here, to play the energy game, to become a maven of pure energy manipulation, learning how to manipulate energy and to make it do what you want it to do. But it requires physical action. The only people that ever became rich in life monetarily that did nothing whatsoever inherited it. Okay? They did nothing except to be born into a super mega rich family, and somebody died and inherited and then willed them the money and they inherited it. How many times does that happen? And they don't even manifest it. It's something that's done by the letter of the law because of somebody else's will, that they want to give this money to somebody else. And the person that's the recipient had nothing to do with it. They weren't even thinking about it, but it was already a done deal long before they were born. Nothing to do with manifesting. Nothing. That's just a legal process seeing itself through to fruition. That's what that is. What I'm referring to is the fact that if you want to be anything or do anything or have anything in your life, you've got to take action. If you don't believe me, then just continue to envision and put everything in your sacred space and just don't do anything about it. The universe knows what you want, but the universe didn't put you here for you to just sit on your butt and do nothing about it. You got to show you have to take the initiative. You have to take action. You have to show the universe that you are willing to be diligent, determined, dedicated, loyal, and devoted to this thing. And that requires action, action, action. It's like somebody telling you they love you, you're the best person in the world, and you are the greatest thing and the nearest and dearest thing to their heart, right? And you think that person's so sweet and kind and loving, and then 2 seconds later, they turn around and slap you right in your face. Obviously, the actions don't match the words. Everything has to be in alignment. So you've already done the work as far as the metaphysical. Now you have to go and do the physical stuff, whatever that is. Okay, check it out. Suppose you imagine yourself to be this world-famous author, right? In your imagination, you've sold hundreds of millions of copies, New York #1 bestseller, New York Times #1 bestseller, all that stuff. You're on all the talk shows in your imagination, which is your sacred space, right? Now, in the real world, you don't do anything about it. You do nothing about it. You don't write anything. You don't even bother even coming up with a storyline. Are you ever going to be an author? Because you didn't write anything, you didn't publish anything, you didn't copyright anything, you didn't put anything out there. Are you still going to be that world famous author? No, because you didn't take action in making it a reality. It's a reality in your sacred space, which is metaphysical, which is your actual reality. But in this illusionary world, it didn't come to pass. It never saw fruition because you didn't take action. If you want to be a famous race car driver in your mind, but you don't do anything about making that happen in the outside world, it won't happen. How many people waste their lives daydreaming, wishing, wanting, hoping, dreaming, desiring, yearning for, but they do nothing to make it a reality? Then they go to their grave with these regrets because they did nothing to make it happen. So if you're one of the people that think you can envision things and imagine things and you can manifest without having to take any action, then good luck to you. But I know for a fact that it requires action. If I want to be an engineer, I've got to go to school. If I want to be an astronaut, I've got to go through the necessary process. If I want to be an Air Force fighter pilot, I've got to go through the stringent prerequisites. If you want to be a brain surgeon, you have to go to 4 years of college, 8 years of medical, 13 years of brain surgery school to get that license. You can't, oh, I'm a brain surgeon. That's it. It's a done deal. I just put it in my imagination and I'm already one. Not in this world, you're not. Only in your own world. That's exactly what I'm saying. So there, you're going to manifest things unbelievable in your sacred space, but it's not going to be recognized by this place because that's not reality here. That's only your reality. That's your perception of what reality is. The physical does not recognize the non-physical. The physical only recognizes itself. Remember what I said, energies always recognize themselves. Metaphysical recognizes metaphysical as being one and the same, and the physical is no different. So if you believe that you can manifest something in the physical by doing nothing at all, you are deluding yourself because you have to take action. Like in other words, if I say right now, I've manifested a penny and I'm not going to move from this spot where I am, sitting at the edge of my bed in this room, I will not move. I won't move at all. And you think a penny's going to materialize at my feet? No. I have to move. Action, physical action must be taken to make these things a reality. When you want to take a flight from wherever you are to wherever you want to go in the world, that thing that you get on called an airplane was once in somebody's imagination, which was their sacred space. And they actually went and took raw materials with engineers and fabricators and designers and builders inside a factory. And they put that thing together and made it a real thing that you can get in and you can fly because that was in somebody's sacred space at one time. I'm only using the word imagination to get you to realize what I'm trying to convey here. So can you take a flight on an airplane that was never built? Can you take a drive in a car that was never built? Because the people that had it in their imagination never bothered to do anything about it? No. Everything you see here in society that is now realized once was only imagined. Because somebody took action and they did something to make it a tangible, physical experience. That's just the way it is. So don't sit and meditate and manifest and envision, and that's all beautiful. That's necessary. And when you know it's in your sacred space, you become the embodiment of it, and then you do everything you can by taking inspired action. You know, all of the, like, use Jim Carrey for an example, which I don't like doing, but he did something profound. He wrote himself a check. I think it was for $10 million or $20 million. He put it in his breast pocket long before he became famous. Now, let me ask you a question. If Jim Carrey were to take that check and put it in his breast pocket and have done nothing whatsoever to make his dreams a reality, would he become famous? No. If he was just going to put that in his breast pocket and to spend the rest of his life as a busboy and have done nothing to make that dream a reality, you wouldn't even know his name. Why is he famous? Because he went out and he did something to make it happen, which required physical action. So please don't think that you could just sit in your room, you can manifest all of these great things, and things will just be brought to you. You know? When you put a wave of energy out there and then you go out and you go, you know, in the physical and make connections with things, they're there already. When I say your field of energy, I don't mean the little space that you're in physically. I mean the freaking whole universe. That's your field of energy. Everything that is recognizable inside that vibrational environment is yours. It could be where you are geographically or 17,000 miles away. It's still in your vibrational field. And it's up to you, my friend, to do the exploration to make the discovery. Because it's there already. It's not being attracted, it's being activated because it has always been there and it always will be there. But you got to move your tush and make things happen. It's just that simple. You know, this is the reason why people write these things off. That's a bunch of garbage. It's a bunch of bunk. These people are nuts. Law of attraction is garbage. Absolutely. Principles of activation are not. Become a vibrational equivalent to something, and you have now entered that field of energy, that vibrational environment. You are now sharing the same atmosphere and speaking the same vibrational language. It's just that simple. Just that simple. It requires physical action in the physical world to see physical results. You have to do something. You can't just sit still and do nothing. Because if you do nothing, nothing gets done.